I think I'll make use of this platform to, for want of another word, educate the audiences out here what direct selling is all about. Because having been in this industry, in this company for 13 years or so, we do realize that there are still a fair amount of misconceptions about the industry, and maybe the next few minutes will help you all in understanding this a little better. Well, the industry itself is not terribly big. It's just about 6,000 crores. That's the organized sector. We understand the unorganized sector accounts for another 4,000 crores or so. So it's about a 10,000 crore industry, which is barely about 4.41% of the organized retail sector. So this is barely accounts for about 0.07% of our GDP. There are about 407 large direct selling companies, of which barely 160 are in the organized sector. And if you look at countries in the neighborhood, countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Hong Kong, Singapore, etc., have legislation on direct selling, and I'll explain why they have legislation in a minute. And most direct selling companies in the country, in India, have their own manufacturing facilities or manufacture their products through third-party vendors. Well, what is direct selling? Direct selling, if we were to define it, is selling through explanation and demonstration. It's a face-to-face kind of a selling process. It has income-generating capacity for virtually millions. In fact, in the Indian context, there are anywhere between 4 and 8 million people who depend on this industry for their livelihood. So huge numbers that we're really talking about. Out of this number, about 65% sellers are women, because most of the products that these companies, and I'm talking about companies like Herbalife, Avon, Tupperware, Modi Care is an Indian company, and of course Amway. Most of the products that these companies sell are for women, and hence that number of 65% reflects there. And interestingly, most of the conventional companies, direct selling companies that is, have very strong consumer protection practices within our system, for instance, companies like Amway do have a 30-day guarantee, in the sense that if a consumer uses a product, he or she may return the product to the company and get their money back. Direct selling companies, someone did mention about advertising some time back out here. Direct selling companies spend lesser than 1% of our turnover on advertising. The reason being, the direct seller himself, the person who's selling products home to home or to his friends or relatives, they do all the canvassing or advertising for the company. And some of you might recall a few years back, there was this article where marketers in the West, in New York and other places, have realized, advertisers, that the word of mouth is the most powerful tool for convincing someone else of whatever you wish to, in the use of products as well. So direct selling companies don't really rely on advertising much. Yes, some companies do advertise, but it's more to establish the brand rather than sell the products. I think I'll just sum up by saying that direct selling itself is an innovative method. Nothing new, quite honestly, because I think most of us, when we were growing up in whichever town, we do remember the hawkers that came across. Even now they do come in our colonies and sell products. So direct selling is a fairly ancient way of selling. But yes, in its present format, I believe it's kind of filling in a certain gap.